Welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, because every single week we bring you the royal stories that everyone is talking about but no one is telling the full truth about. Today, we have something absolutely extraordinary for you. Two of the most beloved little princesses in the entire world stepped out on the very same day wearing what can only be described as nearly identical outfits, and the internet has not stopped buzzing since. We are talking about Princess Gabriella of Monaco and Princess Charlotte of England, both dressed in delicate little white dresses, both radiating that effortless royal elegance that only the most carefully curated wardrobes in the world can produce. Buckle up, because this story is far more fascinating than it first appears, and we are going to take you through every extraordinary detail. Let us set the scene. Royal appearances are never, ever accidental. Every stitch, every color, every hemline chosen for a royal child carries layers of meaning, tradition, and deliberate intention. The people responsible for dressing these children are not simply picking something pretty off a rack. They are making statements, cultural, diplomatic, and sartorial, that resonate across palaces, across borders, and across centuries of royal protocol. So when Princess Gabriella of Monaco and Princess Charlotte of England both appeared publicly on the same day dressed in what looked like mirror images of each other, the question that immediately arose was not simply one of fashion. It was a question of coincidence versus choreography, of tradition versus trend, and of just how deeply intertwined the world's great royal families truly remain. Princess Charlotte of Wales, the daughter of Prince William and Princess Catherine, has been one of the most watched royal children in modern history since the moment she was born. She carries herself with an extraordinary poise for someone so young, and her fashion choices, almost always informed by her mother's legendary sense of style, have consistently made headlines around the world. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, is well known for her considered approach to royal dressing, frequently choosing British designers, revisiting outfits to demonstrate sustainability, and dressing her children in a way that is simultaneously classic, age-appropriate, and quietly powerful. White, for Charlotte, is a color that has appeared at milestone moments, at weddings, at church services, at formal family portraits. It speaks of innocence, of formality, and of a dynasty that understands the visual language of monarchy better than almost anyone alive. On the other side of this remarkable sartorial coincidence is Princess Gabriella of Monaco, the daughter of Prince Albert II and Princess Charlene, and the twin sister of hereditary Prince Jacques. Gabriella is perhaps one of the lesser-known royal children outside of Europe, but within the world of royal watchers and fashion enthusiasts, she is a quietly captivating figure. Monaco's royal family, the House of Grimaldi, is one of the oldest ruling dynasties in the world, with roots stretching back to the 13th century. And Princess Charlene, Gabriella's mother, has long been celebrated as one of the most striking and elegantly dressed women in European royal circles. Her sense of style, often bold, architectural, and utterly refined, has shaped the way her daughter is presented to the world. For Gabriella to appear in a white dress on the same day as Charlotte of England was not simply a fashion moment. It was a collision of two of Europe's most powerful and most watched royal houses, played out in the most charming and unexpected way imaginable. Now, let us talk about what made this particular moment so electrifying. It was not merely that both girls chose white. White is, after all, a staple of children's formal wear in royal circles across Europe, with historical precedents going back hundreds of years. What made this moment genuinely stunning was the visual similarity between the two dresses, the timing of the appearances, and the way in which photographs of the two girls, placed side by side, created an almost uncanny sense of symmetry. Both Charlotte and Gabriella appeared poised, composed, and completely at ease in their respective environments, which speaks volumes about the upbringing both girls have received. These are children who have been immersed in public life since birth, who understand, on some instinctive level, what it means to represent something larger than themselves. Royal fashion historians and commentators were quick to weigh in on the moment. Some pointed out that the tradition of dressing royal children in white or cream for formal occasions dates back to Queen Victoria herself, who famously dressed her own children in white for portraits and public appearances, associating the color with purity, youth, and the kind of timeless elegance that transcends any particular era or trend. Others noted that in the modern royal context, white has become something of a universal language among Europe's remaining monarchies, a visual shorthand for a certain kind of classicism that all of these families consciously cultivate. In that sense, perhaps it should not surprise us at all that two little girls, raised in two of Europe's most historic and tradition-bound palaces, arrived at the same color choice for the same kind of occasion on the same day. But there is another layer to this story that is worth exploring, and it has to do with the relationship between the British royal family and the Grimaldis of Monaco. These two dynasties have overlapping social circles, shared histories, and a diplomatic closeness that stretches back decades. Prince Albert II of Monaco has a long-standing friendship with senior members of the British royal family, and the late Queen Elizabeth II was known to hold Monaco's royal house in considerable regard. In the gilded, interconnected world of European royalty, it is entirely plausible, perhaps even likely, that the family's respective style teams are aware of each other's choices, even if they do not coordinate explicitly. The unspoken visual harmony that emerged from this moment may well reflect a deeper cultural alignment between two households that share far more than a superficial resemblance in taste. There is also the matter of the girls themselves. Princess Charlotte is now firmly established as one of the most photographed children in the world, and with every public appearance, she demonstrates a remarkable composure that is both touching and extraordinary to witness. She has her mother's quiet confidence, her father's approachability, and something entirely her own, a spark of personality that comes through even in the most formal of royal settings. Princess Gabriella, meanwhile, is blossoming into a genuinely captivating public figure in her own right. She carries the dual weight of being part of a twin pair and of representing a tiny but enormously significant sovereign state, and she does so with a grace that speaks well of everything the Grimaldi family has worked to build. What this moment ultimately reminds us is that royalty, for all its ancient traditions, its protocols, and its occasionally forbidding formality, is also made up of small, human, unexpectedly charming moments. Two little girls, in two beautiful countries, on the same extraordinary day, choosing the same color of dress. It is the kind of detail that catches your breath, makes you smile, and reminds you why the world continues to watch these families with such fascination. It is not always about the grand state occasions, the crowns, and the centuries of history. Sometimes it is simply about two children who, without knowing it, found themselves wearing the same dress on the same day, and in doing so, created one of the most quietly magical royal fashion moments in recent memory. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who loves royal news as much as you do. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, we read every single one. And if you have not subscribed yet, now is the time, hit that bell icon so you never miss a single story. Because in the world of royalty, the most extraordinary moments are always the ones you least expect. So here is what we want to know from you today. Do you think this was a beautiful coincidence, or do you believe there is something more intentional at work between these two royal families, a quiet conversation happening in the language of fashion that the rest of us are only now beginning to understand?